Today's an unusual day because for the first time, certainly in my years here, we have two valedictory speeches. The first, Catherine DeGennaro.
I'd first like to thank Mr. Sheehy, Mr. Steers, and the Board of Trustees for the opportunity to speak to you today. On behalf of the class of 2009, thank you to each of our teachers who has spent the past 4 years educating us inside and outside of the classroom, and to our parents who have given us the opportunity to stand here today, as well as the support, love, and guidance we needed to get here. I think you'd all agree that a round of applause is well deserved. Standing here in front of all of you, my peers, our families, and our teachers, I can't help but realize what an enormous collective pool of knowledge and experience surrounds me. It humbles me to know that there's little advice, insight, or wisdom I can offer you from my own 18 relatively uneventful years of life. It's a similar feeling to staring down a Sunday New York Times crossword puzzle. For those of you who don't know, I'm somewhat of a crossword fanatic. The New York Times runs them daily, and they increase in difficulty throughout the week. Foolishly, I pride myself on being able to complete Mondays, Tuesdays, and occasionally Wednesdays, given enough time, luck, and a lack of obscure pop culture references predating 1990. If I ever gather the courage to approach a Sunday puzzle, my hubristic pride in my knowledge of useless trivia and vocab is quickly deflated by clues like Otto, whose name is derived from a Zoroastrian deity. One of you out there has to know it. I don't. Or at least I didn't until I Googled it. Our first year of Canterbury was like sitting down to a Monday puzzle. You fill out what you know and wait for the rest to reveal itself. The more you add, the easier it gets. We all came into our first day of school with our own individual sets of knowledge and experiences. But that grew with every friend we made and class we attended. Doubtless, most of us could have told you before our first school meeting that the 4-letter word for Maryland's seafood specialty is crab. But who could have known the 8-letter word for what today is? Besides Kim, I mean. The answer, if you didn't know, is fabulous. With each year, like with each day, the puzzles grow increasingly harder. For us, the academic clues became more challenging, from the Prime Minister of Prussia under Wilhelm I to the derivative of y equals 3x squared. New students joined us and struggled at first with the esoteric Canterbury pop culture, from the man most likely to pop out from behind a bush and ambush you with a camera, to the woman who secretly runs the school while claiming to be making photocopies. But they learned quickly, and without question, we all grappled with our own pressing, personalized clues, like, how will I get all this work done? Who are my friends? Is this a good decision? And what exactly am I eating? But as witnessed by the fact that we're sitting here today, we all made it through the puzzling under form years together. And finally it came, our senior year. In parts, it was complicated and soul-crushing. In others, it was effortless and enjoyable. But inevitably, it had to come to an end. That's why we gather here today, to fill in the final few boxes of our Canterbury puzzle, a 7-letter word for graduation. For some, it has taken more puzzles than others, but no matter how we got here, today we celebrate together. Our last word is freedom. It's certainly tempting to focus on our excitement for what's to come, but we should also take time to commemorate all we've done to get to this point. Each of our puzzles is unique, as are all of our answers, and we've all managed to fill in a great deal in a relatively short amount of time. This has required hard work, perseverance, and dedication. Our accomplishments, individual and collective, are undeniably reasons to celebrate. But before we get too pleased with ourselves, I feel I have to remind you that we will each soon be handed a blank Sunday New York Times crossword puzzle. Not literally, of course. You'd have to wait 5 days and pay $4 for that. But with our freedom comes a new challenge, a huge, empty puzzle with hundreds of questions and clues. This is not, however, reason to worry. A diploma is not the only thing Canterbury leaves us with today. It leaves us with years of practice and with the ability to be resourceful in answering the questions with which we are faced. It leaves us with the knowledge that mistakes are natural parts of learning and things we are bound to make at some point. So we must be humble and always use a pencil, because in the words of Ambrose Bierce, the definition of egotism is doing the New York Times crossword puzzle with a pen. And above all, when we don't know the answer, Canterbury leaves us with a family of saints we can turn to for help. Classmates, faculty, dorm parents, advisors, coaches, and friends. And I bet you, at least one of them can tell you which car company took their name from a Zoroastrian deity. Thank you and congratulations, class of 2009.